nothing left to lose now. Everything to prove now. Long as I'm alive, I'ma fight back. My fire never cools down. I'm about to catch fire. Yeah, I'm about to catch fire. Get ready for the new me. Get ready for the new me. Try to hold me down and I go higher. Try to put me out and I go wilder. I'm a fighter, a survivor. Stand back while I catch fire.
You're watching the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Post Show here at the HALIEWA Challenger. What a huge day of competition. Finishing up the men's competition first thing in the morning as the swell trimmed down, the wind went offshore, and now we have the quarterfinals set for the women. And finals day could be happening tomorrow or the next day, and we'll see how that one winds up. Oh, a lot to talk about today for qualification for the tour next year and some big performances at HALIEWA. Joe Turpel, Barton Lynch, and Strider Wazalewski. BL, have you seen a lot of days like that on the North Shore where it starts off one way and finishes up looking like a completely different venue?
I mean, it does come and go fast because we're just this little dot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but that was an extremely fast rise and drop of that swell today. This morning was 12 to 18, perhaps. It was big waves.
Gigantic out there. We showed up just like, whoa, it's on, it's okay. And we were watching these just huge walls of water coming as waves breaking in the middle of the channel out there. And it just didn't even seem like there should be a wave that big in the middle of the channel, but it was breaking. You're just going, scratching your head. But the actual playing field was manageable. It was interesting to see all that water out the back and to see how manageable the playing field really was.
And great calls from Travis and Marty just to keep an eye on the conditions. Things were on hold until they were on, crowned champions, and also set up for some big performances for the women. Winner of the last heat, the local girl, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, is with Kaipo.
Yeah, big performances, Joe. Sakura. Another excellent heat out there. You look like you had all the right waves. The surfing was incredible. How are you feeling coming off of that performance?
Thank you, Kaipo. Definitely feeling good. Happy to be here. And the waves were really good today. So I think everyone had a good heat.
Finals day tomorrow. Do you have more for us?
Just excitement, taking it step by step. Gonna, keep the confidence and hope for the best.
Can I say it again? Come on in here. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, so good, they had to name her 4 times.
Look at that with the fan there, the queen of HALIEWA. And Betty Lou enjoying that moment. Her confidence is clear. She's keeping her eye on the prize, and a job well done. She absolutely blitzed that heat, looking comfortable. Remember, she was quite a few spots outside of qualification. Now she's 1 spot outside of the cut, heading into the quarterfinals potentially tomorrow. We've got to review this heat again, and this kind of performance. BL, when she had the 7 and then got her 8, you could just tell that she was doing the best surfing basically all round.
And great wave selection. She gave herself all the opportunities, took the right waves, and where those bottom turns were coming from, there's a conscious, see, she just straight down the wave face so that she's got those steep sections in front of her. And that local knowledge really paid off.
Great balance of timing and style, and also saw the late effort from Amuro Suzuki to throw down a big performance, which ended up knocking out a event favorite, Coco Ho.
That was tough, but it did. They got down. The judges deliberated, took their time with the score, and came out with putting Amuro through that heat. Solid surfing. 3 big turns, got it done.
It's so crazy when you see a name like Coco and you're just going, oh, here we go, podium. She's going to be in form, and she looks solid there. And then right at the end to see her lose again and realize that was about requalification. I mean, that is a big name, not just here on the North Shore, but for over a decade on the championship tour. I felt like she was going to be going right back into place through the Challenger Series this year.
It's an interesting one. It's a sensitive thing, but if you consider it, I don't know that we ever would have said that Coco is a great competitor, right? She's a great surfer and a good competitor, but a great, because she might not have ever realised her potential yet as a competitor. I feel like the best competing may still be in front of her because her surfing is most probably better than the rankings that she's had.
100%. She's got more to give, and we're going to see it.
And looking forward to seeing that on the Challenger Series. So that was one of the big stories of the day. Before we got to the women, we had the men out there first. First thing in the morning, kicked off with the quarterfinals, and then the finals got called on, and it was a big day for the local hero, some call the greatest surfer in the world at the moment, and he certainly looked like that today. John Florence picking up his second title here at HALIEWA, BL.
Look at the surfing, the rail work, the speed and the confidence in everything he did. He made it look easy, and it was anything but easy out there today.
And today he said that this wave means so much to him. It has his whole life, and he got to showcase it in different waves. Every turn was different. It was really dynamic on the way to his perfect 10 of the final was.
I mean, you know, we haven't seen him in a while, right? So I've seen his clips. I've seen all the stuff he's been doing on social media. You see him in the water, you're like, wow. And then you see him in the jersey, it's even better. And then to climax, to climb to a point to where you're doing this.
That was the rotation.
Watch, I mean, he does 4 amazing maneuvers, 2 big slam, 360 air. I mean, and the first, reverse off the lip, all on one way for a 10-point ride. You just haven't seen him, and all of a sudden he just blitzes the field like this. It's just so fun to watch.
There's days like this in John's career where he takes over. He's done it in big conditions at Hossiger. He obviously does it at Main Break. He does it here at home, whether it's pipe or HALIEWA. Those carves are impossible to beat. And on the chair, some of his best friends, Koa Rothman, Ivan was here, Nathan, his wife Lauren, and his mother Alex, and it just put even more meaning on what it means for him to, one, be healthy, but to win at a wave he loves so much.
There's something of just watching that kind of blew my mind all over again, because there's something in the way that he does things that feels different to the way everybody else does it.
Well, I think a big part of it is the power and the speed that he's putting into it, and he takes a unique line where you see a lot of surfers, they go up into the bowl and they do these turns up into it, but he's starting up here and then he's going here and then he's coming back all the way around, and he just wrenches it as far as you can on a wave, and he's in control the whole time.
And it's like we were talking about before, like no one can copy Aki. I think no one can copy John. It's like that style is so unique to him. No one looks like him, and it's like he can't be imitated even if you try. And coaches are changing their game plan. Remember there was that era where everyone was trying to surf just like Mick, just like Parko, and they're like, hang on, be an individual. And John's been the leader of that. And nobody can touch him at the moment, winning HALIEWA now for the second time.
And the other person I put into that same category is the great Andy Irons. No one could surf like that. No one can touch that. And there's something emotional. There's something deeper than a physical thing to me. There's something in there that is magic. And there's a magic to the way John surfs and his connection to the ocean, the connection to the boards. And it just takes us all to another level. All of a sudden, what we consider to be great surfing just goes to another place.
And him being back from injury and seeing him back in the jersey, and it's all bringing back all those emotions again.
Yeah.
But I've been like hovering around on the North Shore and in the houses and watching the kids, the grommets, they're sitting there and they're watching videos all day long, and it's John.
Yeah.
And they're just watching this guy. And so you said, you can't surf like him. It can't be done. No. It's like you said, you can't surf like Aki. But in my mind, I want to surf like Aki, right? So you're kind of driving yourself to another level.
Yeah.
These kids are going, in their minds, are going, I got to get to that level. That's the level. That's the bar.
Imagine where they go.
Really fun watching that evolution. So you've seen it through Aki. You've seen it through John. We saw it through Slaters. We've seen it through Andy Irons. We've seen it through all these surfers. Who's the next guy? Where's the next level?
Ooh,
I cannot wait.
There we go. Yeah, a special day for pro surfing, getting to witness that kind of performance. John Florence taking the win as we look at the Challenger Series final leaderboard. As we see Kanoa Igarashi, he won it. And he was very vocal about not wanting to take anyone's spot. And there's a lot of surfers that are thankful that he was a part of that petition. Zeke Lau was able to clinch early. Liam O'Brien finishes third. Connor O'Leary in fourth. And Griffin rounding out that top 5 picture. But also welcoming a lot of fresh faces to this Challenger Series leaderboard that'll be on the championship tour as well. Nat Young hanging on to 10th, even getting knocked out very early. And a new name like Callum Robinson, who turned in such a brilliant run here at HALIEWA. Imai Kalani DeVault was devastated the other day. He ended up going home and surfing great waves on Maui, and all of a sudden his phone started blowing up, BL, and he's on the Dream Tour.
He's still there, and some lesser-known Australians as well. What you said, Callum Robson, Jackson Baker there, young guys who have been at it a long time, and then Carlos and Luca Macinas for Peru and Costa Rica. Great to see those flags there as well.
Really, really cool as we check out the entire tour for 2022 on the championship tour. Gabriel Medina will be the #1 seed after clinching his 3rd world title. And check out all those new names. Carlos Munoz, the last qualification spot. Jackson Baker will give Ryan Callanan some backup from Merriweather. Joao Chianca is also a powerhouse from Brazil. So it's going to be really fun to see them all compete at Pipeline next year.
Who is your Rookie of the Year pick?
Are we already going there? We're just digesting this massive day. You got to add Jake Marshall to that list as well as a fresh face on tour and a lot of great comeback stories. Is there a Rookie of the Year that's screaming at you, Barton?
I like the brother combination, Miguel and Samuel Pupo, and I feel like Samuel Pupo, on the performance he did here and the airs that he has and that ability he has, he could threaten some.
That's a great call. Waz, is something screaming at you?
You know, I'm just a dark horse guy, and, you know, I love Carlos, the Costa Rican. He's just got he's big surfing, and I can't wait to see him in all these different venues and see what he does, because he never holds back, and I feel like, you know, he could be one of those guys that could rise to the occasion and just keep pecking away and just get to the top of that Rookie of the Year.
That's pretty impressive. Joao Chianca, for me, powerhouse, not afraid of big waves. I feel like he's got the entire package. Make your early predictions now. We'll see them all at Pipeline. Much more to come on the post show. We'll come back with the top 5 moments right after this. This is the Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Post Show here at the HALIEWA Challenger, closing out another incredible year and a very high-intensity season. 4 big events and finishing here on the North Shore of Oahu. We wouldn't want it any other way, especially when you have massive swell. You have the fear in people's eyes, wondering what the decisions will look like when you get down to the beach. And we had a classic finals day and also got to see the women. They've had quite a break. The round of 32 saw the big names come to play, including 5-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist Carissa Moore. We waited a long time to see her hit the water, BL. What'd you think of that first heat for the women today?
Well, it was just super impressive from Alyssa Spencer, that's for sure. Carissa was there. She was in good form. It wasn't, you know, the type of performance. It was a great first round performance, and I'm sure she didn't need to peak today, but Alyssa Spencer got the nod over her, which the backhand attack strides was amazing. She was ripping.
You know, it's funny when you see these young ladies in the lineup because they're everywhere, right? You can't not see them out there. If you're surfing on the North Shore, you're going to run into each and every one of these young ladies. I've been running into her at Rocky Point, and she has just been in a rhythm, you know, like she's just on every little nugget coming through, and you can just see somebody having a flow, and she has had a great flow on the North Shore this season.
Well, it's such a statement you make, isn't it? I mean, anytime you see someone in the draw and Hawaii's next to their name, you're going, okay, yeah, they're used to this. And then you see people from California and you go, what can they do? How are they going to handle this? Let alone a 5-time world champ next to them. To get that win, she made a huge statement today. That was one of the biggest heat wins she's had in her entire career.
Absolutely, and it's one thing to do it in a free surf, and then to carry that momentum into a heat against, you know, one of the very best ever. It was a big statement, as you said, Joey.
A lot of points on the line as well. Alyssa Spencer now moves up to 12th, heading into what could be finals day in the next couple of days. We'll see how she handles that, Was.
Well, I feel like she's not thinking about qualification because she was kind of outside of that zone, but it's going to creep in there. You make finals day, that's going to be in the back of your head. I would bet that her camp is just trying to keep her, you know, one foot in front of the other, one wave, you know, after the other. But you know, it's just qualified on the main stage. Oh my gosh, you know what's going to happen? It's an interesting, you know, mindset. But the confidence is all you need to carry. You have to continue with confidence.
That's true, and let's keep that good flow going towards Alyssa Spencer. She has officially made our daily top 5. Coming in at number 5, it is that backhand attack of Alyssa Spencer coming from San Diego, California. That brought her to that big win that we just took a look at. What makes her backhand so unique and earning big points here at HALIEWA, BL?
Well, the board looked great in the position of the bottom turns. The understanding of the waves to catch, the whole performance was complete.
Great performance there for Alyssa. She used that backhand with authority, and she kept on finding the right waves to choose that let her really coil up hard in the pocket, Was.
Yeah, you know, she's waiting for it. She's looking for that lip line, and she is not holding back. This is something I've been seeing out of her. She's really letting it go in the lip, and if you hold back on a swing, your ball's going to go the wrong way. She's not holding back, and everything looks right.
Number 4 on the top 5, local boy, junior in high school at Wailua, gets into the main event and does some damage. What a run into the quarterfinals for Shion Crawford.
You could see the size difference from the morning through to the afternoon, and it was wild and woolly out there this morning, and he used his local knowledge to put himself in the right place, and he's done it for the whole event, and really showing himself to be a great young competitor. Great surfer, obviously, but his competitive skills are really starting to shine.
It's such a cool story when a Grom comes up, gets a chance to show what they've got against the best in the world, and does so much damage. I mean, that is something we always celebrate, and I don't know if Shion's going to be able to go to sleep tonight, Was.
You know, I talked to him after, you know, he bowed out of the event, and he was so stoked, and he felt so good, and his dad was there with him, and, you know, you could see the fire was still within him, so he's going to carry this with a lot of confidence and feel like he's got what it takes to continue on as a pro surfer and look for, you know, more out of this whole thing. And his dad told me a story about, you know, the beginning of the pandemic, and, hey, Dad, I want a weight set. And his dad was like, what, a weight set? He's like, yeah, I want a weight set. So I said, all right, I'll get you a weight set. And he just put on weight, he got stronger, and he started winning. So he took it upon himself to do the work, and it paid off.
That's extra special. Great insight. What a cool story. He obviously sees his future unfolding in front of him, and he's been winning. So he's won NSSA Nationals about a week ago before this event started. And then he won U.S. Champs right before that. Then into this main event. Sometimes these rolls you can just get on, and Shion's living through it right now.
And this is a different level altogether, isn't it? You know, to NSA and Nationals, and this is the big time, and to be matching it with the best surfers in the world would give him a lot of confidence.
Congrats there as well, Shion, getting number 4 out of the top 5. Number 3 on the list, Vahine, with a lot of pressure coming into this event, looking to keep her spot in qualification. She surfed quite well today. Strider, what'd you think?
It's just more of what I've been seeing. I walked up here on a free surf when it was an off day of the contest, and she blew my mind. She hit the lip so hard and so vertical, I had to ask myself, was that Vahine again and again in my mind? And it was. And I was like, geez, she has really turned up the volume, and it's paying off.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great tube rider. We all know what she's done there, but to have herself in qualification at this point in time is a great thing.
Number 2 on the top 5. Great job for a runner-up finish for West Aussie. Jack Robinson was lethal today, BL.
See that shot of him blocking out the noise, the fingers in the ears, just to find himself in amongst all of this. And he's an incredible young man, and we're going to see so much from him this year and moving forward.
His focus was so clear, and his heats were unbelievably stacked. He had 2 matchups back-to-back with Zeke Lau, and he kept getting the right waves. His carves are looking more powerful than ever, Strider.
Yeah, he's on point. He's been playing with the volume of his boards, and he's gone to a little bit more foam.
And I think everyone could have called this one. Number 1, John Florence, not only winning the event, but this move, a 10-point ride in the final, just to add to his legacy today.
Well, the projection on the first one, he came around so fast, it was incredible. The layback snap on that frothy face was near impossible to be that sharp into that tube and into the air. He's a magician.
I think he's just, like we said before, we haven't seen him. And now that he's back, we just get to re-recognize the speed and power that he surfs with. And that's everything in surfing these days. The speed and the power combined with technical surfing is exactly what is the winning formula, so to speak. You know, we know Gabby's got it, and Italo's got it. I think Toledo's got it, and John, he obviously and just showed us why he is the best surfer in the world right now, in my mind.
Do any of those guys have rail work like John Florence?
I don't believe so.
Fair call.
And it's interesting because in a title race, I mean, you've got to stay healthy, and that's maybe something that John's had to learn, even though he didn't want to go through everything he's been through. But he said he's learned so much. You know, that knee, then it's hurting the opposite knee earlier in the season. That was devastating news when he kicks off with a win at Pipeline. You want to see him healthy to go from start to finish with Medina and Italo and Felipe and the rest of the crew. And right now it feels like maybe he's finally found that regiment where he can surf as hard as he wants, but also stay healthy at the end of the day.
And understand the time and place, when to give, when to hold back, when to manage what you're doing so that you don't end up injured. And if he stays fit, I can't wait to watch next year. It's going to be great if he stays fit and he's in there.
I had the chance to interview him after a heat win. And, you know, we were talking about, you know, how he's feeling and whether he was just focusing on HALIEWA right now. And he said, really, I'm just focusing on being back in the jersey to get ready for next year.
Yeah.
So he wants to, there's that feeling that kind of fades away, I guess, when you're not in the jersey for a while. You have to get back into that flow and that feeling. So even the best surfers in the world have to get used to putting that cape back on.
Yeah.
What a day we've had, and we're not done yet. We've got to crown our champions on the women's side and set up qualification for 2022. We'll say bye for now and leave you with the highlights and see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 local time for the call. Take care.
The action is hot here at HALIEWA. It's finals day.
If you do get swept outside, you can cover the speed.
Here comes Zeke now.
Yeah, until he just swallowed it. No, don't get that.
So we look at that clean carve off the top for Jack Robinson.
Callum Robson, congratulations. You're officially going to be a rookie.
I was just having a shocker there. Yeah, I'm so stoked.
Connor Coffin. Kanoa Igarashi completes it. Sammy Poops going to town. John Florence, big off the lip. One more time.
Is it safe to say that John's back?
In the finals, so my chances are better.
John throwing it above the lip and around for the 360. Another hack in the barrel. All of it being performed. Huge air. Are you kidding me? The reverse. Huge.
John Florence, your champion here at HALIEWA for the second time of his career.
Now we are jumping into the women's round of 32.
Alyssa Spencer banging another backhand turn off the top.
Yeah, it was so cool being in a heat with Carissa too.
Wow, see that flare of the tail in that one. Full commitment and aggression in those turns.
Here we go, Brisa. Nice first opening carve.
Luana Silva, look at that top carve.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.